Here at Coors Field in Denver, it's the Braves and the Rockies, and I am Kevin McAlpin from 680 The Fan, getting you set for Game 2 of a three-game series that starts here tonight at 8:40 p.m. Eastern. Max Fried against German Marquez. That is your pitching matchup. We'll tell you all about that and what to look for as far as Max Fried is concerned here in just a couple of moments. But the Braves taking Game 1 of this series last night, a big offensive night as they scored 7 early and gave Julio Teheran a 7-0 cushion through 4 innings. He didn't allow a hit through the first 4 innings, but then in the matter of 5 pitches in the 5th inning, next thing you know, you look up, it's 7-3. Rockies cut that deficit to 7-6 in the 5th inning, but the Braves bullpen did a tremendous job holding on for an 8-6 win in Game 1 of this 3-game series. And again, for Teheran, slider wasn't great, fastball wasn't as sharp as we've seen in his first couple of outings. So again, a stake to a large lead. Julio frustrated he wasn't able to get deeper into that ball game. But again, as I mentioned, at Coors Field, even 7-0 doesn't feel safe the way the ball travels in this ballpark. But again, Luke Jackson, Chad Sabathia, Johnny Venners, and AJ Minter, all big nights coming up in big clutch situations for the Braves out of the bullpen. So the Braves take Game 1. They'll try to take a series here tonight as they give the ball to Max Fried. As far as the offense is concerned, a boost getting Tyler Flowers back in the lineup. Of course, Flo missed the last couple of days after he was hit on the right hand by a pitch in the same game on Saturday night that the Braves lost Brian McCann in. So kudos to Alex Jackson, for catching the last 2 ball games, and the pitchers who worked with him said he did a tremendous job calling the game. Julio was raving about what he saw from Alex Jackson behind the plate last night. But Tyler Flowers, the veteran, back in there tonight. He'll be batting 8th. And that's the spot where we've seen Dansby Swanson through the early portion of this season. But of course, Dansby coming up clutch once again for the Braves last night. How about leading the team in RBI through the first 10 games of the season? 12 RBI for Dansby Swanson. He has driven in at least 1 run in 7 of the first 10 games to start the new campaign. So of course, Dansby, the wrist is healthy, he's strong, and he is in a great place right now. And I'm looking forward to catching up with Braves hitting coach Kevin Seitzer here in just a little while to talk about the adjustments that Dansby has made and the success he's seen here in the early going of 2019. You can hear that on this week's edition of the Braves Clubhouse Report. That'll be Thursday, not tomorrow in our normally scheduled 2:30 spot, but Thursday at 2:30, as the Braves and Rockies are scheduled to have the finale, the matinee of their series here tomorrow in Denver. That being said, it looks like a perfect day here in Denver, and it is. It is beautiful. 75 degrees, sunny skies. But as the weather folks have been telling us here in Denver, there is a blizzard warning for Wednesday starting at noon. Now, the game's scheduled to start a little after 1 o'clock Mountain Time here tomorrow. Starting out as rain with gusty winds, 50, 60-mile-an-hour winds, turning into snow. And they're expecting 4 to 8 inches of snow here in the Denver area. So we will see if the Braves and Rockies are able to wrap up this series tomorrow, or if the Braves will have to lose an off day and come back here later on in the season. But again, perfect weather here in Denver. The first 2 days of this series, Mother Nature's going to get back at us tomorrow, I've got a feeling. But again, first things first, we've got Max Fried and German Marquez on the mound for the Braves and Rockies here tonight. A Rockies team that is struggling. And if you're the Braves, you'd love to take this series and try to get greedy tomorrow and get out of here with a sweep before you head home to take on the Metropolitan starting on Thursday night at SunTrust Park. As far as Max Fried's concerned, he's pitched here before. He said one thing he noticed about pitching in altitude, pitching at Coors Field, is the fact that his curveball seems to have a little bit more break, a little bit more life on it. And we'll see if that becomes a factor for Max Fried here tonight. Certainly important to work down in the zone, keep the ball down, and keep the ball in the ballpark here. And again, Max Fried, I love the aggressiveness. I love the fact he's been on the attack here in 2019. He's talked about being more athletic in his delivery, and I think that's what we've seen. That's a big reason why he's had early season success. So Fried for the Braves, Marquez for the Rockies. Jim Powell and Joe Simpson will have the call for you back on 680 The Fan in Atlanta, and of course all across the Southeast on the Atlanta Braves radio network. 8:40 p.m. Eastern, 7:40 p.m. Central for the first pitch. Again, beautiful night for baseball. And so if you're not here in Denver cheering on the Braves, and there's been plenty of Braves fans here, saw them all around the city the first 2 days here in Denver, we've got you covered right here on the Atlanta Braves radio network.